did this time around. So
Like you got a computer upgrade that you didn't know about.
yeah,
Download more RAM, guys. It's a very, very key to your success in your computer. Oh, these are very interesting lanes if these are the lanes right now. For KYPS, that is. If it is actually
Ooh.
Caprice and Flak in mid, I'm going to be very confused.
so I was incorrect. They're actually sending Shank bottom lane.
Oh, it's true. I am incorrect as well. Interesting decision there. Vex not a really bad support, though, so I could still see this working out just fine.
Yep. Oh, and Deathwings again is going to be going into the jungle.
Yeah, I think this is going to come down, as you said, to KYPS getting the early game picks. Because I think the mid game right now is really just completely determined off of that. Like, I don't think a team will be able to come back if their early game is lost with the comps that they are running.
Again, too, we actually see a team that was known to jungle in the past and use Fiki switching over to Luster. So
Yeah, it's very interesting, especially on Jinxi. She runs out of mana really fast in the jungle. She's not really the best early game jungle clearer, in my opinion. I looks like they were swapping Flak with Odessa. Flak soloing top lane. Very interesting decision there. I mean, she's not really going to be able to do too much by herself.
Yeah. Cryptic rocking my favorite Hail gear and die, so props to him. It's always important.
Yeah, we got the Space Marine Vermilion up top lane as well.
Oh.
Really neat skin that they came out with.
Yeah. Rocking a stylish die with it as well.
So right now we're obviously seeing the bot lane for KYPS get a little bullied there. Not much Moxie can really do that early. And Flak up top lane getting extremely pressured. Just nothing she can really do against that at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Deathwings actually stays up there now.
Yeah, already losing about 15% of her tower on the first few waves.
Yeah, two ranged characters in the lane really makes it hard to defend when you are, a squishy AD carry like she is early game.
Yeah, and even if Deathwings does stay, Vex is a very strong counter to Jinxi. As long as they stay separated.
Oh, there was an engage on mid there. Cryptic barely escapes from that. Continue on this, sorry. I just saw that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Vex is a great counter to anybody that has, or any lane that has a really hard stun, like Jinxi. As long as they don't group up, anytime that Jinxi tries to stun Vermilion, Vex can effectively negate it with his shield. And can most likely turn any type of engagement started like that.
Yeah, I feel like any stunning melee character it's pretty countered by Vex. He's got an AoE slow. Well, sort of AoE slow. Kind of just peels them off. Like Caprice is roaming up, and now they're caught in the jungle up there, trying to go on to... Sorry, I'm high right now.
Oh.
Uju lands the stun on the Vex, but he gets his E off. He breaks out of it really fast, and bounders the safety. That CC reduction on Vex being really potent. Deathwing's jumping for the kill there, but unfortunately not enough. Sorry, I'm high. Trying to get that last auto in, just out of range there.
RoboClamp doing a great job of keeping up the damage, of not allowing them to chase Vex down. If he wasn't there, Jinxi would have been able to get a few more auto attacks off on
jump in
Vex.
coming from Cryptic on mid. Wuju almost going down there. Yeah, Wuju tried to come in for a gank there with Claudessa, but Mama Ain't Raised definitely countered that very, very effectively.
And I'm actually a bit surprised at the bottom lane here. Shank is actually out farming Moxie. You mentioned earlier that you're a bit, you're not too surprised. Do you see this matchup often going in Shank's favor?
Well, early game, there's not much damage Moxie can really put on a bruiser, especially Shank when he maxes his E. So, a lot of people, Moxie isn't the best bot laner because if you get like a dampening cloak as soon as possible, Moxie can't do much.
Good point.
So, if Shank being able to, just increase his resistance that early now just by even hitting his E, without having the auto attack. Now lets him walk into the creeps without, having that deficit. Ooh, a pull coming out onto the Moxie there. Almost gets him into the tower a little bit further in. He might have been able to close out that kill with a Q. But yeah, I feel like early on the matchup's a little hard for Moxie because he uses so much to harass the Shank and doesn't get that much out of it. And as we can see from the play down there, backward or drawback, I guess we'll call him drawback, is doing a really great job of trading at the moment, using his pincer as well, of course.
Yeah, and any hook landed from Shank now is basically going to be a kill onto him.
Oh, he's going after him. Hook is up. He does land it, and the Q's going to come out here in a second. Oh, no, he's going to actually save his mana and just auto him down with the Keyblade.
Very impressive. With the new patch, Shank is an extremely formidable opponent.
Yeah, he got nerfed, for people saying he was a little too overpowered for his resistance. And then now they buffed him again, I guess, because they might have toned him down just a little bit. But they did nerf his hook, so that's the maximum range of 1500. We actually just saw it, I think, on the tower there when Moxie didn't get dragged all the way. I think something like that. It makes him more of like an actual tank and less of like this pick bruiser. So that's why earlier I said it, cemented him more as an actual tank pickup. So I might have to start learning Shank because
there we go, man.
I am a tank player, so.
Shank doing a really nice victory pose for us right now after his kill.
That he is.
If
like
guys,
top lane.
yeah.
Oh no, go ahead, continue.
I was just gonna say, if you guys missed it in chat, Cryptic, which is Team Mama's Hail, is having a little bit of leg issues, so he's going ahead and fixing that, and that's why we're paused.
It looks like him and Shank are picking up the same craft on a golden protector there. My favorite craft, of course. I do actually start with 2 smaller HP regens just in case I have to switch into any other item early on. But
math-wise, actually, since the patch, there was a little bit of rework in the regen values and the gold prices, and now it's a little bit more gold efficient to start with a run a Vitality Stone for health regen and run Clarity Shards for mana regen.
of course, but also, in the event that you are running a different item, if you do start that stone, you won't be able to actually transition to it as effectively. So, a lot of people, when they build an item, they don't actually think about that as much, Like, if you have a bunch of items crafted out of the same components, you can really just switch between them, depending on the situation. So the reason I do run that, like, I have my Windrush crafted with it, so I can switch to Windrush if needed, or things of that nature.
Yeah, definitely I agree. It's more valuable to have flexibility in a game.
One of my favorite things about Strife actually is that flexibility, and we're actually getting back into the game now.
Yep.
Like Deathwing's doing a pretty good job of, this is what I was going to touch on earlier, is doing a good job of getting Flak a little bit more back into the game here.
And KYPS plundering mid to keep the pressure strong, but they didn't really utilize. Oh, big ult coming out from Cryptic. They're going on to the Caprice. Good ult by Carter.
Oh, Vex coming in to try to secure the kill there. Lands the slow. Wuju is going to go down.
Great
Vex
engage.
ult's being so useful there to clean up kills or just help in teamfights generally.
Yeah, as we can see, it's on a 90-second cooldown, so in just over a minute he's going to have that available again to repeat with his mid lane.
Another thing, if we look at the gold right now, we see that Mama Ain't Raised is all pretty level, and then on the other side you see kind of like a slope.
Yeah. Shank doing a great job of shutting down that Moxie bot lane.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see a more even mid game here for Mama Ain't Raised. Like, they're going to be able to pick off the strongest and then have a much better team fight at that point.
And actually, if you guys didn't see it already, Hale just bought, and he's actually going to be picking up a Mystic Dagger instead of a Golden Protector.
Oh,
so
interesting. Also another craft, of course, with full regen that Hail can utilize very effectively there.
Strong early game item.
I think it's like one of the strongest early game pickups on a lot of characters, for sure. I mean, just being able to do like around 300 extra damage between a cycle of abilities is extremely potent.
We see Caprice roaming top lane, hopefully to even this out.
Oh, she jumps over the wall preemptively here without her team following up. Does get, ooh, barely gets the kill of Vex there. I thought she auto-attacked there.
And Vex walks away with a little bit of health, saving himself with a well-timed bounder. Quick
Yeah, and,
reflexes too to get to shield himself before stunned by the Caprice.
RoboClam did a great job there, ulting as well, netting him some safety there too. And he does have TP boots, so he's going to be immediately back in the lane here.
As if it never happened.
So Moxie picked up a Crystalline Shiv here, kind of surprised at that pickup. Against Shank right now, I would imagine he would be, trying to get early penetration to actually damage him. Or even some sustain in lane, like either, through a Cleric's Chalice or Healing Rod. And as we say that, backward doing a great job of just really zoning him away. And the hook coming out, he lands it there. Unfortunately, the bounder away, and he has no mana to follow up.
Yep. Just hammering away. Oh, it looks like we had a small engage mid lane.
And top as well. Sorry I'm high, and Deathwing's very low up there. Mama Ain't Ray's doing a really great job right now of pressuring the lanes overall, like all around. Forcing ganks and being able to capitalize elsewhere, and we see bot lane just winning straight up.
Yeah, I'm really impressed that they're taking the lead this far. Personally, I saw KYPS being the favorites coming into this match, but Mama Ain't Raised No Beast is definitely proving themselves to be one not to misjudge. So
Yeah, I think it was a mistake early game with that lane up top. Flack was really behind after that. And it looks like Deathwings is going more of like a full power build, kind of akin to how he plays Ace. Well, Cryptic getting picked up there by Wuju, but no one able to follow up. Coldslayer going in with the Q there, misses it on a Worder.
and looks like things are about to stabilize. It looked like both teams were trying to gear up to either do Baldir or just kind of Crypta coming in mid lane with a huge ultimate. Carter missing his rockets though.
Vex about to ult in on that tower, second guessing himself after seeing his team out there. But now, in a danger here, the ult coming out from Flack there slowing him. I believe his bounder is still down, and a lot of damage coming out onto him. He is going to go down.
Flack's ultimate really slowing that Vex down.
Yeah, I think that was the max range, and also it looks like Flack picked up a power relic as her first item. I guess he's going for more of this really early game damage output.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be surprised if he does pick up a wound splitter with that. I could imagine that being really strong against the Squishies early game.
Yeah, huge power spike as well. Probably why he was having a little bit of issues sustaining in lane early while he built up for the power relic.
Attack this enemy.
Like Moxie coming into gank for mid lane here after not being able to do too much of bot, so he needs to recuperate somewhere else. As we saw last game that we casted, Stun coming on Cryptic there and the Pyro Staff, a lot of damage, but no follow up.
Yeah, I feel like Moxie definitely missed his chance there.
Oh, an ult coming in from Vex again on mid, gets bursted down instantly on the entrance there.
Yeah, that is one downfall to Vex, is people know exactly where you're going to land. And if you don't have something ready to defend yourself or a team to follow up,
That's a TPing down bot lane there to stop drawback from the push. But yeah, I mean, Vex's strength, I think, if people are caught up in a fight, then the ult is really useful. But right there, there wasn't really a fight, and they just waited for it and picked them off, as you were saying.
We We see a three-man push middle lane as Robocam rotates from bot lane.
Wuju coming in for a gank on Cryptic there. Cryptic gets pulled and stunned, and he's gonna get cleaned up here as well.
Yeah, great Q by the
RoboClam
Claudessa.
now in danger now. Going down there to that Moxie Q. But those rotations from KYPS being really strong here while Shank is sitting bot lane. We saw that last game, as I was about to mention, before the fight in middle with the Harrower. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shank starts leaving his lane very soon here.
Yeah, Carter doing a great job of poking from afar, but he's just not there yet to dish out a lot of damage. He also, like Moxie, decided to start with a crystalline shiv.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see that item more, considering it isn't as useful. Like, it used to be not the best pickup, right? And now it's like even a worse pickup with the changes, because they didn't buff the item. Oh, Ganser doing a really good juke there from Vex, but Caprice coming in as well. Oh, the hook coming out on from Shank onto Wuju. Wuju's going to go down for a little bit of a trade there.
Yeah, so that trade actually started off with Moxie ulting and chasing down Shank, and then Vex responding with a good TP. But as you said, great jukes by Ganser to avoid death and make a good turnaround for a 1-for-1.
Yeah, as I was saying about the Shiv, you know, you start with 30 more power, so any item that you buy that has power on it is relatively, it might be a little bit more, is 30% less effective.
Yeah.
On average. So that item to begin with wasn't even as gold efficient as people were thinking.
Yeah, so a little tidbit to add on to that. Anyone that's new to Strife, as you build power throughout the game, it does scale down, and we actually see a Vex ult coming back down. And they do end up finishing the job that they started.
Claudessa was TPing in there, but a little bit too late. Looks like they're going to try to take a Boldir instead and capitalize on the 2 bot lane.
Yep.
Carter did scout it out there with a rocket, though.
They might be a little bit too late, but they're definitely going to try to poke whatever they can.
A lot of damage. Looks like Deathwings is going to go down here.
Oh,
nice
wow.
ult by Cryptic there. They do get the Boldir here, but at what cost? Sorry, I'm high. Almost going down there. Bounded, or I think he must have grenaded himself to safety there. Really nice play.
Yeah.
Wuju now on the run, and he is cleaned up.
Roboclam and Awiter did a great job of avoiding the Capri stun as she jumped back in and following up with a good chase too. So props to them for good micro and sidestepping there.
Yeah, they did lose that Boldir there to KYPS, but still are retaining their lead. Quite a big lead right now for the early game. Interesting pickup on Vex, a Cursed Wand.
Oh, it's really going to help with his pick potential.
Yeah, and his ability to just kind of be an anti-tank too. As we were talking about, Flak did pick up a Wound Splitter first item, so some of these fights could be extremely turned if she's able to get all our damage off without dying.
Looks like there's going to be a little dance here in mid lane. Well, it looks like teams are going to back off and try to farm up a bit.
Oh, Nevermore getting jumped on again there, Vex that is.
Oh!
Wuju going really hard. That bounder into the rocket boot dash, very stylish by Wuju. Another fight still happening though. Drawback taking almost no damage from all that. Like, that was about like 5 to 6 abilities expended on him. Only losing about a quarter of his health.
Yeah, and that huge engagement actually ends up just being a 1-for-1. Caprice eventually chased down by Hale.
Yeah, those were some really sick moves there, I have to say. Tank going in for Claudessa here. He took up in about 5 seconds. Oh, they're diving in on the Moxie there, but he does dash to safety. Oh, Coldslayer does get pulled there, but no follow-up. And Jinchi is there to get the stun off on about 2 members.
Great reaction by the Moxie to avoid the Hale ult. That was for sure death had he not done that.
Does the critical strike effect on Flak actually bounce?
That's a good question. I have not tested it myself. If anyone in chat has seen it happen, please share your knowledge.
Because I feel like that would be really strong. going forward in these fights for them if, you know, people do manage to clump up for that.
Yeah, a
With
little
the
bit
middle
of,
tower.
I feel like Team Mama definitely made a mistake in their positioning there. Ooh, and
Ooh, RoboClam getting picked off by that son. Vex going in by himself again. Bunch of ults used, chasing him down now, but Team Mama coming in from behind there.
picking off the flak, but losing Vex and Shank in the fray.
Shank doing a little bit of overstaying there, I would say.
Yeah, I feel like there was a misrotation by Team Mama there. They actually sent 2 down bottom lane and left their middle lane completely outmanned, and KYPS was able to kind of force a fight essentially, and kind of jump onto an undefended Vermilion, knowing that there wasn't a lot of damage to back him up.
Yeah, now Boulder 2 for KYPS here. They're actually coming back into the mid game now. Looks like some of their item pickups really excelling here. Moxie did pick up a Grimoire, so he's able to damage these tanks. Cryptic and caught by a stun there by Claudessa. You as well.
Ooh.
What you're thinking is Pyro Staff does a lot more damage, but unfortunately not enough to finish off Hell there.
Yeah, she could be moving into a Cursed Wand next to help. But that's also a default craft for a Shadow Veil too, so...
And a Mystic Dagger.
Oh, good point.
Could be a variety of things here.
Looks like Team Mama is gearing up for a push middle lane. Again, seems like a misrotation this time on KYPS. Definitely had no answer for that push.
Coldslayer getting caught out there by the stun. Cryptic ulting to follow up there. However, Coldslayer really tanky, still lives. Drawback is chasing the Flak and the Caprice. Carter does ult, but they do retreat.
Ooh.
So a bunch of spells used, nothing coming out for either team there.
Yeah, and RoboClam attempted to lock down Caprice after Shank hooked her, but he was a little bit too slow on the reaction timing, and Caprice was able to jump away.
We got the update from chat finally, you know, with that delay going on. Apparently the crit does bounce with the reduced damage.
So that seems like a great first item pickup for Flak.
Well, I wouldn't say first, but definitely not too bad of a pickup. Surprising to go, like, he did pick up the Thundercoil here. I'm surprised he didn't choose that first, just for the ability to clear that wave up top. Like, Moxie is going to be scared with that dog noise coming into play.
Indeed. Got a senile old dog over next to me, seeing squirrels outside.
They should make a villain character based on a dog to counter Moxie, I feel. Be pretty cool.
That would actually be a great addition to Strife, I agree.
Like, Coldslayer going in with the Wind Rush up top, but Cryptic and RoboClam get out of there as soon as they see that. They don't want any of that.
RoboClam finishing up his barrier token. It's gonna really help him against jumps from Caprice or long-range ults by Moxie. Ooh, interesting. He's not too
very
sure.
Ballsy there.
Yeah, and able to get away too, and even wasting a Flak ultimate. KYPS. You know, obviously seen...
Ooh, a fight going down the mid. Wuju was getting
man.
chased there by Vex and Shank, and does go down to RoboClam coming in. Now Hail going in for an ult, lands it on Flak and Jinshi, and Flak is going to go down pretty fast there. Moxie doing a lot of damage here on the chase. Hail dying on his way in. That Jinshi ult saving her life right now, and she is going to get away from that. But RoboClam still a little healthier. Might go turn on Moxie in a few seconds. He does decide not to, though. A little bit of risky there. That fight started out really well for Mama Ain't Raise, and then it just turned to disaster.
Yeah, you can kind of see the the upsides and the downsides of picking up a barrier token as your third item. You know, RoboClam, sustained really well through that fight, but had he had some, like, let's say a Demon Fang, he probably could have picked up a few kills there. So
Also,
always
his barrier
something to
token
pick.
is the stock craft there, so you know it is lacking some of the damage he could put on through a custom power craft. And he's being
True.
chased down here by Cold Slayer, who did pop the barrier token for Moxie to clean him up pretty handily.
His ultimate and bounder were down, so he didn't have any form of escape. Kind of just had to accept death there.
Like, this is Boulder number 3, 4 KYPS here if they manage to get it here. However, Mama Ain't Ray is trying to contest this, but that they're gonna suicide for the Boulder.
Yeah, seems like a repeat all over again. They do have
Oh,
the
a
number
big
advantage.
ult coming out from Hale and Moxie there. Bunch of AoE damage for each team there. However, KYPS coming out on top here.
And these teams seem, or these fights, you know, seem to be starting in the favor of Team Mama, but they just don't seem to have the damage to, you know, finish them.
Yeah, it looks like Vex started building a little bit more supporty. Probably why they're lacking a little bit of damage there.
Yeah. Great.
And Flak not really getting picked up on as much as he should be. You know, enabling her to do so much damage with that wound splitter.
It was still a great play by KYPS. Oh,
Ooh, Wuju diving into the generator there. Darkwave doing a great job of helping him out too.
but he was able to survive thanks to the barrier token pickup. But yeah, it was a good play by Know Your Place Son, knowing that they had a number advantage and that they could force down Baldir. And if they got engaged on, they know that they could win the battle since they did have the number advantage.
And even if they were to lose, you know, still pick up that Baldir so the enemy team can't get it and get that dark wave pressure going around the map. Oh, the Vex ult coming in hits 3 members of KYPS, however, there is no one there to follow up.
Looks like
He's
really
gonna almost pick up
finish
a
off
kill on
Caprice.
Caprice.
Oh.
Ooh. Mama is grouping up for that Moxie ult there. A lot of damage on the Carter, going down about instantly. Now Ganser diving for Vermilion and gets the kill. Now Cryptic coming in with an ult. A lot of action happening here. A bunch of trades back and forth. Deathwing's now on the run. Cryptic trying to chase him down, but doesn't really have a slow.
Yeah, and as they chase down Deathwings here, we do see Flax sneaking her way up top along with a TP from Claudessa, and they're going to hard push this generator.
Yeah, that generator is at risk here, however, Hale and Shank might just get there in time. That Dark Wave still alive, bot lane also hitting the tower. So this is going to be really huge for KYPS, however. Flat gets caught there by the pull, it is going to go down pretty fast. Right now she's kind of lacks the penetration to hurt Shank, who did pick up a Guardian Helm recently.
Yeah, she is building an agility stone, so that could either turn into Titan Slayer or Zealot's Blade, depending on, I mean, if she doesn't have any other custom crafts.
Yeah, I think right now, in order for KYPS to really cement this victory, because they're pretty far ahead, I would say. Well, not pretty far, it's about 5k. If they pick up some penetration on their carries here, they'll be able to take down the Shank, who's really tanking through the damage.
Caprice doing a good job of scouting out and using her mobility to get out of an unfavorable situation.
Yeah, right now, though, the map control and objective control by KYPS being so superior. That's the 4th Boulder. That's about a generator equivalent of gold for the entire team, actually.
And if we take a look at the gold graph too, it's starting to really move in favor for KYPS. Though we did see a slight lead for a while for Team Mama. It's starting to slip and, quite frankly, snowball a bit.
Yeah, as soon as the Moxie started leaving bot lane before Shank, the game was turned, as we saw with the Minerva last game that was casted here.
Oh, good point. We see a little bit of a pick possibly coming out from KYPS, catching out Gambler.
Yeah, unfortunate face check there. Jinshi now going in hard on the enemy team there. RoboClamp getting the ult onto Wuju there, and now but he's at risk here of dying, and Ganser going in really hard here for the kill. Caprice did manage to go down there to the tanks, but now Cryptic and Drawback in danger here. Flak just able to gun him down. Ooh, he does get the hook on her, but nobody is there to help him.
Yep, kind of just a last-ditch effort to deal out some damage before he dies. And this looks like it's going to be an uncontested generator going down. Not too much Carter can do other than poke with his rockets. Good damage onto the Moxie, forcing her to back up early, but the generator still does go down. And KYPS just going to back up, buy from their huge gold advantage, and most likely gear up, I would say, probably for Sindara.
Yeah, I think Mama Ain't Raids really spent too much money on the Caprice counter right now. I mean, you see barrier tokens on 2 members, but they're also spending a lot of time in the fights trying to kill her. And now that she's picked up a Void Key, a lot of their efforts will be wasted on that. So I feel like they need to start moving on to other targets, like the Moxie and the Flak at the moment.
Yeah, the Moxie was able to single-handedly delete Vermilion.
Oh, Wuju jumping in onto Vermilion there. Vermilion taking a ton of damage, even through his barrier token. Wuju with those dashes again, kiting Drawback and getting the kill. Cryptic coming in with a big ult there. Wuju does Void Key, as we mentioned, but a big Moxie ult cleans up 2 members of the team there.
Yeah, and Carter getting zoned out from the fight by Jinshi here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to dive him. Not much he can really do. Looks like they're going to brute force the generator up top.
Yeah, it's already pretty low from a nice split push earlier. Flak having the ability to start it outside of the actual generator range.
Cryptic coming in to try to save the day, but fortunately cannot pick up a kill on Jinshi, and a really big lead now for KYPS, which, you know, so suddenly happened.
And shoutouts to my boy Cryptic for following almost exactly my hail guide. Almost to the T, I would have to say.
You and your hail guide self-plugging.
Yeah, and I would just like to say that he is MVP of his team, so doing me proud, but not able to, you know, doesn't look like Team Mama is able to. Seems like they're just kind of getting out-rotated in a sense.
Yeah, and their mid-game, the rotations, yeah, that really messed up their team fights. Shank still pushing bot around when that was happening.
So Moxie farming bot lane, but Mr. W, you could kind of say, but able to quickly clean up that wave with another.
Yeah, he picked up a Soul Stealer, and he now has a power condo. It's like a huge power spike, and he's going to be very, very hard to kill.
RoboClam boundering in to get some damage off, and then missing his ult.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see KYPS actually contesting this objective. You know, it's something they could just let go and just prep for the push bot right now. But it looks like they're going to go in on Cryptic there, and the pull from Claudessa too gets RoboClam and Drawback, but RoboClam does get the safety there. The Priest just took a lot of damage there from Carter, but cannot finish off the kill.
Avoiding death there. Another heal
Black
up
also
from
now picking up an Ice Forge Blade. It's going to be extremely hard for anyone on Team Mama to kill him now.
And I believe that was KYPS's 5th Baldir, so the next one will be their 2nd Dark Wave. They're able to also rotate bottom lane just before Krytos hits the tower, and with one leap it just goes straight down.
Yeah, and he's still at full health, so this generator should be pretty secure here. And they have a pretty demanding lead right now to do this with. Drawback trying to get a picks on the Moxie there. The Monkey going down really fast there, but now that KYPS is going in, zoning out most of the team there with Deathwings and Ganser.
Yeah, Ganser proving to be a complete monster on Moxie, just zoning out the entire team at this point. Good ult by Hale, but seems like they're just a little bit too far behind, and the GG's coming out.
Yeah, they can't really close out any kills. We got spoilers in chat already as well. Of course, the 3-minute delay. But very good showing there for both teams. I mean, they really were trying hard there, but that mid-game rotation period really, really lost the game for Mama Ain't Rays.
Yeah, and with that,